unveiling profound insights that challenge conventional wisdom. Lessons men often realize too late in life, and that may sting their sensibilities. In a world advocating external control as the route to success, we unveil a truth that upends conventional understanding. These lessons aren't mere suggestions, they are impactful revelations promising swift and transformative change, offering an unconventional path to genuine tranquility and self-mastery. Are you prepared to explore truths often grasped only when it's too late? Brace yourself for a journey far beyond the ordinary, where curiosity acts as your guide to uncovering the hidden potency of Stoicism. Stay tuned till the end and revolutionize your life with timeless wisdom. Not understanding female nature. No matter if you are young or old, every man should know that the wrong relationship can take away a big chunk of his life. And his purpose as a man, you should be very picky when choosing to commit to a relationship. Most guys are not careful when choosing a girl and only judge the girl by her looks. This often leads to a bad relationship. Many men have suffered from a bad marriage, and some even say it ruined their life. I always advise young men to work on themselves and learn about female nature. First, before even thinking about committing to a girl, your purpose should always come first, and your girl has to support it. I cannot emphasize it enough. Learn about female nature, otherwise you will only get hurt and waste your time. The pressures and pace of modern life often leave men feeling anxious, dissatisfied, and constantly striving. We exhaust ourselves, chasing promotions, wealth, attention, and approval from others. But these external rewards provide only temporary satisfaction before the cycle of craving begins again. Many men realize too late that lasting contentment springs from within. The ancient Greek and Roman philosophers, known as the Stoics, developed principles for living an unshakable, virtuous life, despite external hardships. Their teachings reveal timeless lessons that men commonly learn too late. As men, we often try to prove our worth through achievement, acquisition, and applause. However, chasing these externals often leads to discontentment and anxiety. The ancient Greek and Roman Stoic philosophers recognized the futility of basing happiness on fleeting things outside our control. They developed principles and practices that led to an unshakable sense of peace and purpose. Though challenging to implement, these Stoic lessons impart timeless wisdom. Don't sweat the small stuff. Life presents endless frustrations and setbacks. Stoics advise not wasting mental energy on minor annoyances or errors. Marcus Aurelius said, "The cucumber is bitter, then throw it out. There are brambles in the path, then go around." We suffer more from our reactions than the events themselves. Train yourself to distinguish between trivial problems and natural crises. Then, respond proportionately. Accept what you can't control. Trying to coerce people and bend events to your will is exhausting and futile. While we control our judgments and actions, much lies beyond our power. A storm delays your flight, a deal falls through, or a friend cancels plans. Stoicism preaches radical acceptance of external realities while directing energy toward self-mastery. Serenity emerges when we focus only on what we can change, focus on what matters. Most modern life bombards us with busy work and distractions, obscuring what deserves our finite time. Seneca advised identifying your few core values and eliminating everything else as unnecessary excess. Periodically recalibrate your life around people and pursuits that align with your priorities. Apply constant vigilance against drifting into trivialities. Invest energy solely in that which enables your purpose. Live in harmony with nature. Stoics recognized humans as integral parts of the rational, interconnected universe. Though we seek to impose our will on the world, nature operates by its laws and logic. Rather than fighting this reality, they advocated aligning our perceptions and actions with the more significant natural order. Surrendering control allows us to flow with events and reduce inner turmoil. We assume our rightful place in the broader ecosystem, acting harmoniously with universal providence. Judge yourself by your standards. Looking outward inevitably produces feelings of inadequacy, jealousy, and perceived injustice. The sages of Stoicism focused their moral measurement inward. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." Comparing yourself only to your past self allows you to celebrate the progress made. Judge yourself not by social status but by the integrity of your character and intentions. Do your duty without expecting reward. Stoics followed their vocations not for prestige or payment but for a duty to contribute to the greater community. Aurelius Antoninus said, "Do what is necessary, and whatever the result may be, always bear this in mind, that it was necessary." Detachment from results brings freedom. We control our efforts each moment, yet outcomes remain outside our grasp. Doing good work becomes its motivation and reward. Act nobly and honorably, without expecting credit or reciprocation. Treat others with compassion. Life drops people into an infinite range of circumstances beyond their control. Stoics practiced sympathia, shared feelings and understanding of others' suffering. Kindness and charity emerge when we recognize people's common humanity despite surface differences. Judging or mistreating others conflicts with Stoic principles of reason and cosmic kinship. Treat even rude, foolish individuals with gentleness, as you would a child. Progress begins when we view the world through the eyes of others. Master your emotions and desires. Passions like anger, fear, and craving disrupt inner tranquility. While we cannot avoid emotions, the Stoics developed practices to examine and modulate them. Rather than suppressing feelings, they advocated pausing between an impression and a reaction to ensure logic governs the response. Over time, this builds self-control and reduces the sway of destructive passions. Similarly, differentiating natural desires from unhealthy attachments helps curb excess. Inner freedom comes when we take charge of emotions and moderate appetites. Live in the present moment. Dwelling on the past or future pulls our mind away from the only place we exert influence, the present. Seneca wrote, "We must let go of the past and entrust the future to Providence." Each moment offers a chance to apply wisdom, patience, and justice. Instead of reliving old pain or pre-living uncertain outcomes, direct full awareness to your current perception, judgment, and action. With practice, living in the now fosters serenity and gratitude for the unfolding mysteries of life. Picture yourself amidst a tempest, not just any tempest, but the tempest of existence, where each raindrop symbolizes a challenge, an obstruction, an adversity. Familiar, isn't it? At some juncture, each of us finds ourselves beneath these stormy skies. Yet, there exists an extraordinary power within our grasp, often underestimated or disregarded, the power of perspective. It is not external events that disturb us, but our interpretation of them. These words, uttered centuries ago by the philosopher Emperor Marcus Aurelius, convey timeless insight. They remind us that, while we may not always command the events around us, we possess the capability to choose our response to them. This embodies true freedom, not the absence of setbacks, but the capacity to select our reaction to them. But how do we attain this state of being? How do we learn to see not merely with our eyes, but with our minds and hearts? The answer lies in the cultivation of perception. Rather than being swept away by the tide of events, we can learn to position ourselves as observers. Envision yourself standing by a raging river. The waters surge vehemently, carrying leaves, branches, and even small creatures. Similarly, life inundates us with its myriad challenges. Yet, instead of being swept away by the current, you stand steadfast, observing. This metaphor illustrates the dichotomy between being passively influenced by events and actively selecting how to interpret and respond to them. Developing this observational capacity demands practice and patience. It commences with awareness of our thoughts and emotions. Every time we encounter a challenging circumstance, we have the opportunity to ask ourselves, am I viewing this situation solely through the lens of fear or frustration? Or can I perceive it through a lens of learning, growth, perhaps even gratitude? This shift in perspective doesn't entail disregarding pain or challenge, but rather selecting a response that empowers us rather than diminishes us. This process of perception enables us to discover calm amidst chaos. It's akin to learning to dance in the rain rather than merely waiting for the storm to subside. The ability to select our response to adversity is an incredible power inherent in each of us. Nevertheless, it necessitates deep self-awareness, a willingness to introspect, and above all, a conscious exercise of our freedom of choice. Therefore, the next time you find yourself amidst a tempest, recall the power of your perception. Remember that although we cannot control every aspect of our lives, we can always dictate how we choose to respond to them. This epitomizes true freedom and serves as an inexhaustible source of inner fortitude. Thus, even amidst the most tumultuous moments, we can discover a sanctuary of peace and clarity within ourselves, empowering us to navigate through chaos with grace and resilience. Now, let's delve into another dimension of human existence, equally profound and transformative: the acceptance of impermanence. Visualize yourself standing by the bank of a majestic river, observing its waters flow incessantly. This perpetual stream serves as a poignant reminder of the transient nature of all that exists. Just like the flowing water, nothing in life remains static. Everything is in perpetual motion, change, and evolution. Understanding and embracing the transience of everything may initially appear daunting, even intimidating. Nevertheless, this realization harbors a potent key to emotional and spiritual liberation. By acknowledging the impermanence of all things, we liberate ourselves from the fear of loss. After all, how can we dread losing that which we always knew could not be held indefinitely? This awakening to impermanence urges us to cultivate gratitude for the present moment. Each instant becomes a precious gift, a fleeting treasure that, once elapsed, does not return. This perspective implores us to live more fully, consciously, and appreciatively. Instead of clinging to material possessions, relationships, or even ideas as if they were permanent fixtures, we learn to cherish every moment, every connection, every experience for its intrinsic and transitory value. But how do we practice this acceptance in our daily lives, in a world that incessantly propels us toward accumulation and permanence? The key lies in nurturing mindfulness, a state of being present here and now, that allows us to relish the beauty and uniqueness of each moment. It entails recognizing that while we can strategize for the future and reminisce about the past, life's true essence unfolds in the present. This realization propels us towards a deeper appreciation.